Welcome back to the Wickedly Branded Marketing Podcast and to part 2 of this very powerful and inspiring conversation. In our last episode, we laid the groundwork and shared insights you won't want to miss. And today we're picking up right where we left off and taking that conversation deeper, unpacking the strategies, the stories, and the inspiration that will help you bring your brand boldly to life. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, I recommend starting there. The link is in the description so you can follow the full journey. So without further ado, let's jump back into the conversation.
So when I started ATS, I knew I start with the mission and I start with the vision and our values. And then when people come in, I can tell them, here's what we're doing. And when I talk to my customers, I know exactly what we're doing. So when you're starting your business, and if you don't have it yet, I think one of the most important things you can do, like you said, is building that solid foundation upon which you make your decisions.
It's an incredible insight, Téa. And if you're listening right now and this resonated with you, like you need to get back to your why, back to your purpose, back to that, the passion, the reason why you're doing the thing you're doing. I'd love for you to let us know in the reviews, hey, this is important. I need to do this work. Let us know because it's important that you find value in what we're talking about on this podcast. We don't just do this because it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love meeting people like that. But we do because we want to help you. And when you tell us in the reviews and you share it and you talk about us and tag us, it tells us that it's resonating for you. And maybe there's some little nugget of goodness there, some magic that could help you get clearer and be able to take that next step for your business that could get you to a whole new level of awareness, of clients, all kinds of things. In our Brand Spark experience, all we do is help you with your clarity. That's the foundation. So if you need extra help, we're here for that too. You don't have to do it alone because sometimes when you're in the weeds, it's hard to see the forest for the trees. We're here to help you also get past some of that and ask you the right questions to get the clarity that you need. So based on that, what is one belief or pattern that you've had to release or let go of to be more clear and finally sit in your truth, your brand message? Is there any money mindset?
Raising money, it felt weird asking people for money when I first started. I grew up, we didn't talk about money. We live in a culture where it's changing. But there was a time you don't ask people, what's your salary? And that is really important to ask your coworkers, if you have coworkers, what they're making, and then negotiate for what you're worth because those companies, they'll try to keep it from you. But asking for money was weird at first. The whole entrepreneurial journey has been a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance and self-love and trusting myself. And one of the things that I'm practicing right now is to be more cognizant of the words that I say and the way that I talk, because it's easy. It was a pattern for me to say when something went wrong, something negative about myself. Oh, I always mess this up. Oh, I'm never good at this. But now I'm telling myself, oh, what a fun learning experience. I'm just changing the way that I say things out loud and the way that I think, and that is changing the way that I feel. Like you noticed earlier, I said the next person I will be hiring is this. And it's because I'm speaking it into existence, and your words are a way to manifest things, and your words create your reality because they change the way that you think. And when you go into situations believing that you will succeed, you have a better shot at succeeding because you're doing all of the things as if you already have it. So I'm working on my witchcraft and practicing using my voice and using my mind and using my power in a way to make these dreams of mine a reality, which is a new way of living for me, but has been really powerful.
I always say to my team when we learn something, like we made an error or something, I said, that's tuition. So now I know how do we solve the problem? And once you have enough tuition, it's not an issue anymore. So yeah, you need more tuition. And I try to teach it to my son too. Making mistakes is a good thing. Make a mistake. It's okay. You learned. So now that you've learned, make different choices.
Everybody makes mistakes. Right. Everybody has those days. There was this movie. Have you seen Meet the Robinsons? It's a animated movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Everybody needs to watch Meet the Robinsons. Stop what you're doing after this podcast. Turn it on. So Meet the Robinsons is a really inspirational story. And it's about this young boy and like his journey to becoming this great inventor that changes the world. And what happens is he works on something and then he fails and he gets downtrodden, and then he goes into the future and he's able to be around people who, when he makes mistakes, they celebrate his failure. And then he sees like this beautiful world that can be created if you just keep moving forward. And like the whole thing is keep moving forward. So for years and years, I have this whiteboard, but it says keep moving forward in like the biggest words. And it reminds me failure is learning. It's tuition, as you say. And if you just keep moving forward, you're going to get where you're headed.
Let's take the next step. And I used the analogy of a car. When you are at night and you're driving to a destination, you have lights and you can see so far. You know where you're going and you trust that you're going to get there because you know what you're doing. But you might take a wrong turn, but you've got the lights right in front of you. Just keep your eye on what's right in front of you so you don't get in a car accident. Do those things and just know the direction you're going so that you can at least get closer to where you're going. It's so important to take the next step. And that's all about trusting yourself too and that confidence.
Yeah.
Right now, it might not be perfect, but it's the next step. And I do think that learning is an opportunity, right? And sometimes when we make a mistake, we can make it even better because we have an opportunity to spend the time to look at the system or process. So I tell my team all the time, okay, this is a learning opportunity. What can we do better? This is where the gold is. This is where you make it magical, is by giving it the attention and seeing where we can be better. So my next segment is my magical hat round. Sparkly and purple and all the things. And in this particular round, it's like a rapid fire. There's a bunch of questions in the hats. And
let's do it.
What is one thing you believed about branding or marketing that has turned out to be complete BS?
Girl, I didn't know anything about branding or marketing when I got started. I studied engineering. So I recently learned that you don't want to post too much on social media because then people get tired of seeing your stuff. You want to post less and more high quality.
That's a great tip. Yeah. Love it. How do you want your customers to feel after working with you or using your products?
I want them to feel confident.
That's good. It's empowering to be able to move again. What is the area you had to learn the most? Finance, HR, leadership, operations, or marketing?
Marketing, numbers. I got numbers. I got operations. It's marketing.
You and I are right and left brain, like more opposite. Numbers, I like the story that it tells, but I don't want to get into those numbers. Yeah.
I love being in Excel.
I love a good Excel spreadsheet. Don't get me wrong, because that's a systems thing. If your business were an animal, which creature would it embody and why?
I want to say polar bear because I just went to Canada and I think it's like a lion. It's like the fierce defender. It protects. Could it look like a polar bear and act like a lion, maybe?
Polar bears are vicious.
They're vicious, but they're cute from afar. Lions are also cute. Probably a lion. Let's go with lion.
They're pretty majestic and amazing. Yes. What's a surprising way that your personal values show up in your business?
I don't think it's that surprising. I believe that healthcare is a human right. I think that we shouldn't exploit the consumer and that we should charge people a fair price. I believe in taking care of people and that we're all in this world together. So I think having a healthcare company makes a lot of sense for me. I'm just doing it differently. I really care about the culture we're building. I care that my employees are paid fairly. I care that every part of the manufacturing process is ethical and sustainable. So I'm doing it differently, but I'm doing it in a way that I think it should always be done.
Very cool. If you could wave your own version of a magic wand and solve one current challenge for your business, what would it be?
It's always finance. We're always limited. I want to grow faster and I want to reach more people and I want to invent more. I want to hire the people that do the things so that I can just spend all day inventing new problems. And the limiting factor is always just cash flow until we get to the size of a huge corporation, which we're well on our way. But yeah, I think that everybody can attest to that.
Yeah, you're right. Have you ever thought about quitting and what pulled you back?
I applied for some full-time roles when I had to move in with my parents. I applied for some part-time jobs. I applied for some full-time jobs. I knew that if I worked full-time somewhere, I would build ATS slower, but it got to the point where I needed money. And then there was also the time when I started the business and I, again, just took a full-time job instead of pursuing the business full-time. because it's always access to capital. It's always finance. That's one of the great limiting factors. I think it needs to be easier to access finance we need to innovate. Think of how beautiful the world can be if all of our great ideas were easier to bring to life.
I feel like it's harder for women too to get financing.
Girl, 2% of venture capital funding goes to women. 2%. And you'll hear people say there just aren't enough women founders, and that is a lie. The truth is you need someone's trust for them to invest money in you. And people seem to trust people that, look and think and have had the same experiences in them. Historically, women have been left out of the workforce. Women until the 70s weren't able to own their own bank account or get their own business loan. So we have historically been excluded from these spaces. But we're making enough noise. Things are changing. Businesses led by women outperform businesses led by men financially. It's a fact. We make more money, we make it faster, and we do it more sustainably every single time. But right now, access to capital is absolutely limited. And I think part of the reason that it took me so long to raise money is because those investors, they just didn't relate to me. And I finally found people that were willing to bet on me. And it was mostly people that were local to Tennessee so they could relate to me that way. But most of my investors are men. And most of the people I pitched are men. And I think some of them just didn't take me seriously, which is...
I love that so much. So I have a magic wand. This is my magic wand. And I'm going to wave it and we're going to go back in time. And I want to talk to Téa when she graduated from high school. And I want to give her a piece of advice that you wish she had now. That would have saved you some grief and time and maybe energy if she knew it earlier.
I'd say leave that man. I'd say choose yourself, love yourself. You will make your dreams come true. Don't put all your energy in somebody else. Put your energy into yourself. Don't let other people dim your sparkle and your shine. Love yourself, trust yourself, do only things that feel good to you. And I've learned that now and I'm grateful for it. But 18-year-old Téa liked to put other people before herself. And she felt like that's what she was supposed to do. But that's not what you're supposed to do.
You can't really be anything for anyone if you're not filled up yourself.
Yes, fill your own cup and then you can start to pour into others. But you got to start by filling your own cup.
Yeah, but society doesn't work that way, Téa. That's the unfortunate part. Women are put into this impossible balance thing where we're supposed to be balancing all the things and doing all the things. And I think that's shifting, which is good, but it's an impossible vision. And I joke all the time about I needed a wife when I started so that she could support me while I did my business. And so many men have wives supporting them to get there. But we haven't had that kind of support. We've had to be our own support. There are some, don't get me wrong, but there's always exceptions. But if I only had a wife, wow, how much further would I be?
I was talking to a friend last night and they're like, what can I do to support you? You're doing a lot. What can I do? And I was like, you can come cook me dinner. The truth is, we are breaking free of that. We're breaking free. Women have more equality, at least in America, than we have. We're getting it rolled back. But right now, we're in a time where we're a little more free, at least with the bank account and the business loan side of it. And we're starting to talk to each other and feel more empowered and feel like I don't have to do it like this. And it is very difficult and it can feel impossible and overwhelming. But I promise you it's possible. But I do also think that we need more community. And a lot of it has happened in partnership, wherein one person works and the other person works at home because that's work. Cooking dinner, keeping things clean, doing the laundry, like taking care of everything, that's a job. But I think there is partnership and then there is also community wherein I'm trying to get my girlfriends together more often and have dinner parties and like all take care of each other. And I think when we get to where we have more community, we'll feel a lot more free and fulfilled as well.
Hey, I know you're listening today because you're ready to take your business and your brand to the next level. But if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you've been feeling a little bit lost, but you've got this big vision and you know that you're meant to make a bigger impact. But sometimes it's so hard to know where to start and which direction to take. Does that sound familiar? You're not alone. So many purpose-driven entrepreneurs feel the exact same way as you. That's why I created the Clarity Quiz, a simple tool that helps you get to the heart of what's holding you back and shows you where you need to focus next. No more second guessing, no more spinning the wheels, just clear, actionable insights that give you the confidence to move forward, that next best step. Taking the quiz will give you a deeper understanding of your brand's true potential and what's standing in your way. And the best part, it only takes like 3 minutes, but the results, they could transform the way you approach your business and brand forever. So if you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and you want to start showing up with purpose and clarity, go to wickedlybranded.com and take the quiz now. Yes, I think we need each other tribally, community-wise. Women have historically had a group of people that have helped them raise kids and do things. They've never really done it alone. And for whatever reason, the last couple of generations, we decided we wanted to do it alone, or we needed to. I've really struggled with that because being an Army spouse, we move every 2 to 3 years. I don't have my friends and family, and I have to make friends and family. And it's really hard to leave your children with strangers in this day and age. So you end up doing everything yourself because you don't trust anyone. And it's super hard. And you do that, and then your husband's deployed, and you really are doing it all by yourself because he's gone. And there's a lot of messy middle and all that has been very challenging. And I call it the should suitcase of society. Society says you should be able to handle it. You should be able to do it all. You should be able to have the balance. You should be able to be an amazing boss, but not be bossy. You should be able to own your sexuality, but not be a slut. You should be all these shoulds.
Yeah.
It's very hard to walk this line and not mess up in some way. And it's this constant voice of what we should be doing. And so I say, throw the shit suitcase to the side and look at what you feel, what you want to do, what brings you joy, and lean more fully into that, even if it goes against the
Amen. I think we don't listen to those shoulds. I like to not listen to other people and just do what I like to do. And I have felt more fulfilled than ever. Not listen to the judgmental, whatever, you should, you shall. No, girl, don't talk to me.
Women have created a world of business that somehow has trickled to women. Women don't do business the same way as men.
No.
It's okay that we don't run a business the same way, that we don't start it the same way, that it's okay. And I love that you gave some statistics about how women can run a business more profitably, faster, more sustainably. But I feel like men have, not on purpose. I love men. Don't get me wrong, men. I don't come for me, please. But I feel like we've lived in a society that has given us so much of what was done before. That's what we're supposed to do now, but we don't have to do it that way. And I tell my clients all the time, you can design the exact business that works for you and for your life. And it's not about hustle. It's not about balance. It's about what works for you. Might not work for me, but it works for you. You create it. You can be intentional about your time if you understand what works for you, and then build it around that. I remember a time where we had a foster child who we adopted, and I was home alone. My husband was at training for 6 weeks. I don't get maternity leave as a business owner. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm a solopreneur. Like, haha, that's a good one. So I had him on my shoulder at 3 a.m. writing proposals. Like, you do what you need to do. And that was what I needed to do at the time. And there were many meetings where he was crying. I had to pick him up. He was in the meeting. I was still a very smart businesswoman, happy to have a baby on my shoulder. And so you can design, and my clients, the ones that I love, were part of that. And they never, ever once thought, oh, she's not a good business person or she's not a good marketer. They were like, good for her. Like, she's able to bring her baby, do the thing. Like, you can
look at her go. Yeah.
Those are the kind of people I wanted to work with. So it was like that experience drew the other moms to my business. It drew other people like me struggling with the same things because I was living it. It's freeing and liberating when you can do the things that actually make you happy, what you need to do.
There is no path that works for everybody. Everybody's path is different. And if you try to fit yourself into a box, you're going to cut off parts of yourself.
And it's a too small of a box. I don't want to be in the box.
Box is the wrong shape and the wrong size.
Yes. Probably isn't pink and it doesn't have sparkles. And I want all the things. Yes. Okay. I'm going to wave the one and I'm going to talk to Téa. What would 18-year-old Téa think of Téa now? What would she say to you?
She'd say, well, she'd be like, yes, finally. 18-year-old me would be very happy with me. She'd be very proud of me. She'd be like, you're still in Tennessee, but other than that, she'd be like, this is the greatest. Your life is amazing. I never saw where I was going. I always knew that I would find my way, but I felt very limited in saying, this is what I'm going to do, because I didn't know. I had never seen it done before. And I think I found it. Being a founder, being a healthcare founder, helping people. It's not like I invented this little cool gizmo. Like I invented this cool medical device that's like changing people's lives and helping them. And yeah, other than still living in Tennessee, I love Tennessee, but I was born and raised here. I've been here my whole life. I thought I'd be somewhere else by now. And I will be eventually when the time is right. But I have invested into Tennessee and Tennessee has invested into me. And I have great friends and it's a good place for me to grow my business right now. She'd be really happy with me. She'd be really proud. She might be like, where is my boyfriend? Weren't we going to marry him? But she'd be happy to know that I have a cat. I love my cat. I always wanted a cat when I was younger, but I couldn't have one. And now I'm living my life. And I live alone and I have this beautiful place that has so much random art on the walls and I'm cooking delicious dinners and I'm really enjoying my life. And I think she'd be proud of me.
How does it make you feel to have her be proud of you?
I don't want to cry, but she's been through a lot. She's been through, and she will go through more. And I'm at a really good place right now. And I know I'm going to go through bad things again, but I'm going to overcome them. I do in some senses feel like I've made it because I've built a life that I am happy with, which is really nice because most of the time I'm like, oh, I have such a long ways to go. Because I've set these goals for myself that are like years in advance. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I get to that. But I'm already like thinking you've given me the opportunity to think, wow, I made it. 18-year-old Téa would say she's made it.
We talk about this a lot on the podcast that we're notorious for moving the goalposts on ourselves.
Yeah.
For successful, high-achieving women, we like, okay, did it next and not taking the time. I ask a question in the Magic Hat that says, what is success to you and have you achieved it? And so many people are like, yeah, it takes them a second to actually acknowledge that they have achieved something. And they're all badass, wonderful women who have built businesses and done these things. There should be no question.
Yeah.
But there is this side of us that's just never enough. We have to do more. And I'll tell you, as you grow your business, here's a bit of advice from a little bit of an older business person, is I'm at the point now where if I sell my business, who am I outside of my business?
Oh, yeah. So you have to figure that out and be your own person.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like now you build this thing and it's amazing and it's just so awesome and it's so integrated in who you are. And now how do you let it go? And what does it look like for you letting it go? So as I scale and if I sell it or if I give it to my family or if I whatever, then who am I in that?
So I think I'm in a unique position where I've always wanted to sell it. I'm like, I'm building this to sell it. And at this point, I'm like, maybe I can't find somebody who's going to keep it affordable. And like, maybe I can't find somebody who's going to align with the mission and the vision and the values. I think I will, but I might have it longer than I plan to. But I've always wanted to sell it. And my goal, I haven't thought about who am I, but I have thought about what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see the world and I'm going to travel and I'm going to go live in this country for the 6 months and in this country for a few years and just like experience all of these different cultures. And that's my goal. It's helping people right now. And it's always going to be helping people, but it's helping people with MetaFlex and then getting to invest in myself. And I'm trying to also invest in myself right now because that's how you stop burnout and stay resilient, is doing things that get you into your flow state, doing things that relax you, doing things that make you happy. But I'm really excited to see who Téa's gonna be once she sells ATS. Will she be an artist? Will she be a musician? Is she gonna go back to the theater? Who knows? I love the uncertainty.
Entrepreneurs love to build stuff, so you might build something else.
I've got more ideas. I already know the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm just trying to stop myself from doing it. But I'm probably going to do it pretty soon because why not? I got a good idea. Somebody else is going to have it. I could do some real cool stuff with it and make money from it.
So in a way, my one, we're going to go way into the future.
Okay.
And we're going to be listening to your eulogy. And I would love for you to share with me what you think the biggest impact you will make on the world. The people will talk about Téa and what she did while she was here on Earth.
There's a lot of things I want to do. I want to help people. I want to make a lot of money. I want to make a stupid amount of money. And then I want to build hospitals and libraries. I want to build trains. That's how you lift people out of poverty in Tennessee, where I live. There's not enough public transportation, and people can't get jobs that are over here because their car, they have to get an oil change, or they have this $600 car repair. Public transportation is going to lift people in Tennessee out of poverty, and probably a lot of other places in the world, and it'll just make us all more connected. I want to help. I just want to leave an impact making the world a better place. And I think with enough hard work, I can do it in a large scale. So I just am trying to impact as many people as I can and have a really good lasting impact, which is why I'm going to build this business, and I'm going to build another business, and I'm probably going to build another business, and I'm going to find a way to make a lot of money in a really ethical and sustainable way so that I can do things that I know need to be done. I feel a heavy sense of responsibility. And I want to have people around that love me and that I love, and have a really fulfilling personal life too.
With that being said, I'm going to wave my wand and we're going to come back to present day. And I would love for Téa to talk about what it means to be wickedly branded to you. How do you show up as wickedly branded? And what advice would you give to our listeners to be more wickedly branded?
I think it's showing up and presenting authentically and in a way that you feel comfortable and proud of. I recently brought on a brand manager. She's really smart, and she's got a journalism background, and she's a great storyteller, and she does marketing, and she has an eye for things. And so she's helping me accept all of these dreams that I have of myself, of Téa's so cool, and Téa's smart, and Téa's kind, and Téa's fashionable, and Téa's stylish. And how do we confidently be that person? Because it's easy for me with my past to make myself small to fit into places, and to make myself less to make other people comfortable. And I am practicing loving myself and showing up in a way that makes me feel good. It's learning for me right now. I'm practicing. I'm paying my tuition.
But what advice would you give to our listeners to be more wickedly branded, do you think?
In my practice, I think you find when you feel your best. And that's can be hard to do, especially if you're a woman, because your hormones, and every 28 days, like every day you're feeling different. But what outfit did I really twirl around in? What was I wearing when I couldn't stop staring at myself in the mirror? That's the lipstick I need to wear when I do this thing. And it's choosing and allowing yourself to feel good. And when you feel good, you perform better, and you can inspire people and pull people to you, and you're more magnetic, and you're just happier and living your life in a really happy way. So I'd say just pay attention to the way you feel when you dress this way or speak that way or are doing that activity, and chase the things that make you feel good.
Yeah, that's the clarity part. You're in the thing that makes you feel good. You are magic. You are
magic.
I love that so much. Téa, this was so good. Where can listeners connect with you and your work, learn more about all the inventions you have that are coming soon? And if I need it right now, where do I buy this glove?
I've got all the answers. You can find me on LinkedIn, follow me. I'm also on Instagram. I finally made a public-facing Instagram where I can talk to everybody. So find me. It's Téa.s.Phillips. And then for MetaFlex has an Instagram. It's MetaFlex Glove on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. If you want to buy gloves, it's MetaFlexGlove.com. That's METAFLEX glove.com. Sign up for our email newsletter, and you'll know when new products are launching. You'll get exclusive discounts, and you'll stay up to date on all of the news. So definitely our email list is the place to be. We've got educational content that comes out there. We give discounts on the product, and you're the first to know and be able to purchase any new thing that I launch. And we have a history of selling out. You really want to be one of the first to know.
Good. This has been so fun, Téa. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've loved being here. This is so fun, Beverly.
This has been an incredible conversation. And to my listeners, I really hope that this episode a little bit of a fire in you and gave you some new ideas and a way to be more mindful, to get in the flow, to give yourself more grace when you show up, to make mistakes. But most of all, I hope you are inspired to take some action, the next step, the next thing, because here's what I think is so important. You matter, your message matters, your work matters, and the world needs to hear what you have to say. Marketing isn't just about visibility. It's about the impact that you're making. And Téa is making some amazing impact in the world. It's about connecting with the right people that feels true to you. So for me, it was those mothers who understood the baby on my shoulder. So keep showing up, keep sharing your brilliance, and keep making magic in the world. And hey, if you ever feel stuck, know that you don't have to do this alone. We're here to help you turn your marketing and your brand from a spark into a wildfire. But until next time, dare to be wickedly branded. Wow, what an incredible conversation we just had. I hope that this episode lit a little bit of a fire under you to finally bring your brand to life in a way that feels true to you. Remember, clarity is the spark, but activation is that fire and flame that keeps your message and your visuals and your strategy aligned, and the confidence that follows. So does that lovely thing called momentum that you've been waiting for. So if today's episode, if you loved it, make sure you are subscribed to the Wickedly Branded Marketing Podcast so you never miss an insight or a conversation. Until next time, dare to be wickedly branded.